Everybody doing today? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, I want to talk Javante Tank Davis. Getting beat by Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson, says Bob Arum, you guys. Let's talk about it. Smash that like button and subscribe, you guys. It's Corey Lee Boxing, man. You know we're back with another banger. So, yeah, man, I'm going to try to make this quick. But, Bob Arum is pretty much saying that, all three of those guys that I just named can beat Javante Tank Davis, which is undefeated. Lomachenko has multiple losses. Teofimo Lopez has one loss for sure. And Shakur Stevenson is just coming off, if I'm not mistaken, one of his worst performances of his entire career. But they all can beat Javante Tank Davis. It's wild how these promoters had in respect to Bob Arum, he's a Hall of Fame promoter, but it's crazy how these promoters have, Javante Tank Davis's name in their mouth. You don't hear Javante Tank Davis talking about any of these promoters or a lot of these. To be honest with you, he doesn't even really talk about a lot of these fighters unless they're asked a question. A lot of these fighters are coming out calling Tank Davis out because they know he brings the crowd. They know that, the world of boxing is fucking with Javante Tank Davis. That's just a fact, man. That's just a fact. Not only that, you got Javante Tank Davis that just is coming home, from being, incarcerated. He's trying to get his mojo back. Not saying it ever left, but he's got to get his, got to get back into fighting shape. So I think that he'll be fighting probably, the beginning of next year. Possibly spring. But we'll see. Amazon, PBC and Amazon just inked a deal from what I'm hearing. So a lot of the PBC fighters will be fighting on Amazon now. And we're going to see. We're going to see how this all plays out, man. Because if PBC inks a deal with Amazon, is it just PBC fighters only, or can they fight, can they mix and match with, ESPN fighters and so forth and so on? And another thing, too, you guys, Bob Arum is saying that Lomachenko, okay, and, Shakur and, Teofimo, they all can beat Javante Tank Davis, but they're all ESPN top-ranked fighters, though. Shakur's a top-ranked fighter. Teo's a top-ranked fighter. Okay? And we all know the golden child from Bob Arum, his Lomachenko, and he's a top-ranked fighter. So it's a coincidence that he says all of his fighters can beat Javante Tank Davis. Keyword, he didn't say Devin Haney, which is not a which is not a top-ranked fighter at the moment. So I would just love to see Bob Arum, actually speak from, a fan's perspective instead of a promoter's perspective. Because right now, he's trying to keep his eye on the prize, and the prize is Javante Tank Davis. Let's just not make any excuses. Let's not act like, we don't see the elephant in the room. Javante Tank Davis puts asses in seats, period. Fuck giving away free tickets and all of that other goofy shit or marking them down. Javante Tank Davis puts asses in seats, period. And I really wish I could have went to the Ryan Garcia fight, man. But look, man, there's more big fights on the horizon. I can't wait. But as far as Javante Tank Davis losing to Teo, Lomo, and Shakur, I just don't believe that right now. Right now, I feel like Javante Tank Davis, especially at 135, is in his bag. He is really hitting on, the last time we seen him, he was hitting on all cylinders. He looked very good. And, we can only say you're only as good as your last fight. Javante Tank Davis's last fight was outstanding. It ended in a knockout. And, a lot of fans were, really wanting for more. We're We didn't see that in Shakur Stevenson's last performance, and we damn sure didn't see that in Vasyl Lomachenko's last performance. Shit, hell, Vasyl Lomachenko's last performance, he lost. So you're saying that a guy that's coming off of a Devin Haney loss can beat Gervonta Tank Davis? A lot of people are saying that that same guy that beat Lomachenko, named Devin Haney, will lose to Gervonta Tank Davis. You got Devin Haney fans, you got Gervonta Tank Davis fans, but at the end of the day, they're boxing fans. And boxing wins if we get to see any of those fights. Bob on that wacky tobacco. Hey, man. We all know Bob Arum smokes a little marijuana from time to time. So, look, man. Bob Arum's a Hall of Fame promoter. I got nothing but love for him. But you're saying outlandish shit like this, saying that, all three of your fighters can beat, Gervonta Tank Davis. And to be honest with you, how did they look in their last performance? Lomachenko lost. Shakur Stevenson looked horrible. He threw 5 punches, he landed 5 punches around. And it was like, yo, like, you're saying that these type of guys can beat Gervonta Tank Davis. To be honest with you, the only one right now that's actually in his bag as well as Teofimo Lopez, but we don't know if he's gonna stay in his bag. We don't know if he's gonna stay all dialed in, 100% focused. He has mental, issues sometimes, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, because we all do at times, but Teo lets his mental things get the best of him sometimes, and it affects him in the ring, a la, George Kambosos, which Devin Haney beat twice, had no problem beating him, Teo lost to him. So you're saying a guy that lost to George Kambosos can beat Gervonta Tank Davis? I'm just saying. That's what Bob Arum is saying. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Shout out to CJ in the chat. He says, I guess that's what he's supposed to say. These things being their promoter. Yeah. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Nor will I ever believe it, I need to see these guys in the ring, and I would love to see Gervonta Davis fight any of those guys. That would be awesome to me, But right now, Gervonta Tank Davis, in my personal opinion, beat Shakur Stevenson, okay? And I'm not taking anything away from Shakur Stevenson. He beat Shakur Stevenson, okay? He beats Vasyl Lomachenko because I feel like Vasyl Lomachenko is too small. And all it takes is one time to get punched by Gervonta Tank Davis. And once he gets you hurt, it is over. He has that it factor. He has that it factor, which a lot of fighters don't have. Tank does. He knows when the fucking blood is in the water. And he's going to hunt you out, man. Smoke you the fuck out. So, I mean, like I said, man, moving forward, I would love to see these fights, man. I just think right now, man, Gervonta Tank Davis' time. Shout out to Coach Calvin Ford, man. Me and him talk on Instagram from time to time. I've interviewed his fighters and stuff like that. Awesome coach. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. How are some of these guys as coaches? I feel like Coach Calvin is one of the top coaches in boxing. And Coach Kenny. They're very underrated, man. But I think they're a duo. I think they're a really good team. I think Gervonta Tank Davis has a really good team. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I would love to stay on here, but I gotta get to this bag. But I appreciate you guys watching. Please smash that like button and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you guys think will win? Do you guys think Teo can possibly stop Gervonta? Do you think Shakur can possibly stop Gervonta or beat him? And do you think Lomo can possibly stop or beat Gervonta Tank Davis? Corey Lee Boxing, baby. Back with another banger. Smash that like button and subscribe. My Cash App is Corey Lee Boxing. Peace out, you guys.